Today, the release of what could be a scathing report detailing what is happening inside the Fulton County Jail.
Atlanta News First, Don Shipman is live right now. He's with the First Alert breaking news tracker outside the jail. Don, that report's being made public in a few hours.
That's exactly right, and it's been a long time coming, right? So this State Senate Subcommittee, they first started meeting back in October of last year. Since then, they've been convening several times, meeting up with a variety of different jail stakeholders. And the big goal here is to fix the crisis that's happening inside the jail. We've seen inside the jail. We have video, we've taken tours with public officials, and it's not good. And this is despite repairs over the last 6 months too. It's still in bad shape. We've also reported on the more than a dozen inmate deaths at the Fulton County Jail since the beginning of 2023. And more recently, today's report following the arrest of 4 jail security guards accused of having sex with inmates. Over the last year, the subcommittee here talked with countless stakeholders, including the Fulton County Sheriff, the District Attorney, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners Chairman, to provide data and testimony. The group also welcoming members of the public to weigh in, including advocates for diversion programs.
You're not just changing their life, you're changing their father's life, their mother's life, their daughter's life, their son's life. Like it helps the community in whole.
So that State Senate Subcommittee is holding a news conference that is scheduled for 8 o'clock this morning, just about 2 miles from here over at the State House. We're live here at the Fulton County Jail. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.